unbeknownst to warriors on Earth, there's been a ongoing tournament between Earthrealm.
Has there?
Oh yeah, and the Outer Realm.
Outer Realm?
Yeah.
Sounds racist.
It's like the Subway Series. Outer Realm is up 9-0, and if they win one more, Earthrealm is cooked. It's up to a warrior named Liu Kang and his ragtag group of misfits to take on Outer Realm in, I don't know, Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat!
That's right. The only way to solve your problems, boys and girls, is Mortal Kombat. That's going to mean one thing. We watched Mortal Kombat in 1995 and Mortal Kombat 2021 on this episode of Retro vs. Remake.
Retro vs. Remake! Remake, everybody fans. I'm Dan Farley. You can find me at JerseyDan18 on X to the Z, and then you can find me at DanFarley18 on Instagram. Like, subscribe, follow. With me, more importantly, is my hetero life mate and non-mortal combatant.
That's right,
Reginald Parker.
That's right, Reggie Parker. You can find me at RP Comedy on Instagram, X, aka Twitter, and yeah, this is gonna be a great fucking episode.
My God, is it gonna be a great episode? What? How cool could you love this movie?
Who couldn't? Yeah.
So what? How? I don't even. Well, we both know how we both got introduced to this whole thing.
Okay.
It was the video game. Like we played the video game.
Well, we definitely played the video game, and like, if you had brothers, cousins, I mean, just a male influence in your life.
Yeah, But they all started. Let's be honest. It all started with Street Fighter. Street Fighter was the first battle
Street
game.
Fighter.
You fucking nerds out there could come at me and say like, oh, the original Super Mario, whatever. Eat a dick, okay? Like, no, we're talking about real things here.
100%.
Super Mario Brothers, when it comes to fighting, going back and forth with the POW thing, no. It was Street Fighter, then Street Fighter 2, then they came out with Mortal Kombat. And I don't know if this is true or not. Does Mortal Kombat... I know because they had the Super Nintendo version. Speaking of Retro vs. Remake, since this is all the same thing, like the game of the Sega game and the the Super Nintendo game. Right. That's where they came out with the blood and then the sand. You remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
On the Super Nintendo, it would have the sand on, and I had Super Nintendo. Yeah. Did the blood code actually exist, or no? Is that just a folklore?
I think it actually existed.
Did it?
I think it did, because like it's a palette swap, you know, which is like basically this entire game. Like, so the series came out in 1992, and yeah, like funny enough, this podcast is somewhat a spin-off of Console Wars. I had the Sega version, or I played mostly on Sega.
Yes, I had the Super Nintendo version. So yin yang. Oh my God, how will they ever live together?
And God, you remember the Moral Panic? When this shit came out?
Yes, I do.
Like, oh man, the kids are playing the games and you're uppercutting people on the
spines come out.
Fatality. I mean, it really is a brilliant series. Like, if you think of something like Street Fighter, which is kind of like more of like that generic Shoto 2D fighter thing where, you know, you shoot a fireball, you do a little back kick, everyone's from different parts of, I don't know, this guy's from India, that guy's from Japan or something. It's a cool... concept.
It was very early woke, though.
It was, because Mortal Kombat was definitely like the rageful, like cool.
Also, they were all Japanese dudes.
That's true.
It was like even Johnny Cage was like, you could say you're white, you could say you're Van Damme, but.
Well, I think the big appeal too was like that effect that I don't know, was it rotoscope? I don't know how the hell they did it, but like they actually captured real fighters.
Yeah, it was a real. It was a video camera.
Yeah, because
and by the way, you say real fighters.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There was two.
That's a good point. And originally it was supposed to basically be like a Jean-Claude Van Damme game, And
you know he fucked up.
oh yeah, somewhere along the line. Same as how he dropped the ball in Predator.
Yes.
Yeah.
But at least he filmed some of that.
True.
But
look, you don't get Johnny Cage without Jean-Claude Van Damme.
yeah,
so,
that's
you know,
he is Johnny Cage.
I am Johnny Hollywood. I am Queens Boulevard.
I am Queens Boulevard.
But I mean, that game was so cool. I am still to this day, like, my preference is Street Fighter. I just have a better handle of that quarter.
I like Street Fighter too.
Yeah. But like Mortal Kombat has dropped some like fucking gems.
And that's TOO, not 2. Okay.
That's right.
Like, okay.
I played not Prime. I think it was Mortal Kombat 11 is where I got back into it.
See,
Good.
See, so that's actually what I lost. Like I think I checked out. I know I was a Street Fighter guy for a long time, and then not that like battle lines were drawn or anything like that, but I remember when Mortal Kombat, I used to play that at my friend's house, like on Sega.
Right.
But since I had Super Nintendo, I'm like, I'm not gonna go like to a subpar game,
right?
Which is like I did not know that it was gonna show such true colors of my life.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna go back. Like I'm not gonna watch fucking Scorpion get beaten by Kano with a sand.
Yeah.
So I would play the game at my friend's place, but then when my brother when Mortal Kombat 2 came out,
right,
then we were like, okay, well, let's get this, and he got it, and then I don't know how I had money, but somehow I had money. Right. However, I did. But like because he did, I was like, I'm also gonna get the original Mortal Kombat because I do want to play this at home.
Sure.
Like even though like it doesn't have blood and stuff. I remember him like chastising me. He's like, "What? This is so much. The Mortal Kombat 2 is so much better graphics." And by the way, I stand by this. It's like graphics aren't everything. Sometimes it's just like you have to. It's the game. The game itself means a lot.
Dude, I will fucking dust off some Street Fighter 2 right now, and like I don't care what it looks like. That game's fucking awesome.
There's a computer game from back in the day, King's Quest 2.
Oh yeah.
I'll play that shit right now, and it is like or you play like
I ran through Oregon Trail again recently.
Oh shit!
And that's like MS DOS.
Yeah, I know. And I played there was I jailbroke my NES Classic, and I got American Gladiators on regular Nintendo and put it on there. For hours, my brother and I were playing it. It is fucking impossible, and it is so good.
Yeah.
Like it is so. But I digress.
I played a lot of 2.
Yeah, I played a lot of 2.
Played a lot of 2.
But at the same time, I only progressed like so far. Like after I got to the point of I could meet women.
Yeah.
And I got kind of like
that's fair.
slacked off.
That's fair.
Like, so it's like you could meet women.
Right.
But so. When some of these characters, especially in the 2021, I didn't know. I have no idea. Like Shang Tsung, yeah. Kung Lao, sure.
Sure. Kung Lao's my shit.
Jax.
Right.
Sonya Blade, Kano, Liu Kang, and then the reveal of Johnny Cash. Of course. Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash. When the man comes.
Honestly, the way the games are trending now, because like, the new Mortal Kombat, you can play as the fucking Terminator. You could play as Rambo. Like,
see, Don, we're talking about
I wouldn't be surprised if Johnny Cash just came out in El Kabong a couple of months.
Yeah. El Kabong. Like fucking Jeff Jarrett coming up.
Oh, man. No, 2, I played a lot of 2, and I actually played...
I played 3.
Mortal Kombat 2. I played 3, mostly with my cousins. And Stryker used to come out and just fucking shoot you. And
yeah.
Like, that's great.
And Sexor, and the fucking and Cyrex, and yeah. It
got, like, as awesome as it was to have all those characters, it got too bloated.
Yeah, it did.
It got, like...
Like, after Baraka, man...
sweet spot.
Yeah, like, Baraka, like, haunts my dreams to this day. That you're like, oh my god, you're like Freddy Krueger, but also it. Yeah. Like, together. Okay. Like, that was... And when I was a kid, I was like, oh, god. Yeah. But then you got into... Like, as fun as those games were, you evolve. Like, it's like, I don't need to fight these people. And also, there are certain people that learn early on, and I'm one of those people. I'm not that great at this.
No, like, I learned that too.
Like, there's some games like I didn't know, like I didn't know I wasn't good at Mario Kart until I went to college. Right. And then once I learned that people do about like the drifting and stuff, I was like, oh, I don't know anything about this.
Right.
I'll see you later, guys.
Exactly.
I'll see you. Like, I resign. You guys are better at this. I'll see you later.
There's like certain games where that's not worth it. Like that happened to me with Mortal Kombat. Like I had it on Sega Saturn. I had the book and I was reading. I was trying to figure out fatalities, and I was the oldest brother, so like nobody else could teach me this shit. So I was like,
you were better than them.
Sure, but like what pissed me off was like I couldn't figure out fatalities.
Yeah.
And it was like it's left, right, left, and I was like I don't fucking get it. And it's
block up is scorpions. That's all I know.
It's just a timing thing, but I never got the rhythm of Mortal Kombat until later in life. So like when 11 came out, I was like, oh, that's how this shit works. And it took me 20 years.
Yeah.
It took me 20 years to figure it out, and it's still like.
But also there was a level of that. Mm-hmm. It was like real world experience with like private.
Right.
It was like I know it's not a nerd thing. I know.
Sure.
But I'm saying to the people at home, like it's not a nerd thing, but it is a nerd thing. Like that was the first time that it was. Oh, you could do this at home, but then go out to the arcades and fuck people up.
That's
like
true.
That was like Tekken was another big one. It was basically Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or Tekken. Like either one of those. And Tekken, I was just always the boxing kangaroo. Roger the boxing kangaroo. Doesn't matter. But
this is so funny. So like, I think what made me better at fighting games is like being. Even though I was the oldest in my family, I was like one of the younger cousins coming up.
Yeah.
And my older cousins, they bullied me a little bit, and like not too bad. They were also awesome. So like, they were like, "Hey, you pick up the sticks, you're getting your ass whooped." There was no like barrier to entry. So like, we played like shitty games like Shaq Fu. They used to fuck me up in Mortal Kombat. I was like, turn this shit to Street Fighter. Let's see what happens, dog.
I could hear the resentment in that voice.
Oh yeah,
I could see like you turn that shit to Street.
I also like one of my moments where I realized my father was immortal. I played him in Virtual Fighter back in the day for Sega Saturn. He bought it for me.
Wow,
like, this is a great Christmas present, Dad. And he was like, "I'll play with you." I was like, "All right." I whooped his ass for an hour. I was like, "Yo, bro, let's." Thanks, Pop.
Thanks, Dad.
I'll take it from here. I'll raise myself from now on.
I'm good. I'm a man. I was like, we used to play like Street Fighter. We used to play Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all that, and we graduated to the wrestling games.
Oh, those were big. Oh my God,
those were big. Like the THQ things were the best ones. We played like WWE Warzone, and then we also played ECW, like all those.
Shit, my cousins.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. But I'm the middle child of two brothers, and let me tell you something. Those THQ games and GoldenEye.
They're fucking perfect.
They cause some physical violence in the Farley household. Let me tell you, man. Like, the GoldenEye soundtrack. But the GoldenEye was the only one that I was like, let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm fucking nasty at that. I'm nasty at that.
I don't want the smoke.
I'm nasty at that. Like, and there's another comic that like we were talking about it. I was like, no, I'm pretty. And it's almost like poker. Like if I'm talking about it, like it's when I'm playing poker. Like if I'm playing,
right,
I have something.
Yeah,
like
100%.
99% of the time I have something. Yeah, like I'm really not gonna bluff that much. I have the patience that'll wait you out.
Yeah, you're in the mix. Like no one's gonna be like he shouldn't have been in that hand.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Yeah,
but then the wrestling, like the THQ wrestlings, especially with these two monsters that I grew up with, these
Shawn Michaels
savages. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
These savages I grew up with.
Yeah.
I was just like I was brined in just the most vile fucking trick moves and blah 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 that no one stood a chance. Like no one, everyone else in the world that I would just be like, okay, I'll play you. It was like, get the fuck out of my face. Like there was a time that my brothers did a move, and I know this is still talking about. We're talking about Mortal Kombat.
You take
but there was a move that we used to. I beat them both,
right,
and I was the champion of the two of us, of the three of us. I was the champion, and they both conspired against me outside of the game to trip me every time. Like one of them, I got out and then kept tripping me. I was so mad. I punched through the fucking hallway wall and right into like the my bathroom, my childhood bathroom. Keep in mind, how old was I? 15.
Yeah.
I punched through the wall, and I was like, oh, fuck. I was so mad. And then I moved a picture frame over and put it over the, like, 7 inches over. I put it over and put it over the wall. Then, fast forward to 15 years later, my parents got their whole thing redone.
Right.
And there was a giant hole in their fucking wall. They're like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, yeah, I punched a hole through the wall. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. It happened, and they started like getting mad. I was like, no, the statute of limitations are up. Like, you didn't notice for this entire time.
It's been 10 years. I think.
It's been 15 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But, oh my god, those. But Mortal Kombat started those rivalries.
So,
is what it was.
I think it's important to actually talk about how excited we are about the video games, because it does inform why anyone would watch either of these films.
No, that's correct. But it does inform why you did at the time.
Yes, at the time.
Yeah.
I have to do this because it's the Mortal Kombat episode, and I can do this. 1 second, gang.
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
I know.
It's Mortal Kombat Day.
I was thinking the same thing, by the way.
I have it gone.
It has begun!
Alright. Sorry about that. That was super necessary. You were talking, and I was listening the whole time, but there was a section there where I was like, I want to hit this gong.
Oh, well, when we were setting this whole thing up, I saw the gong right here. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, if not now, when?
Of course.
If not now, when, Reggie?
When? Now, I will tell you my actual movie story. It's not that exciting, but it is. It's got to be, 95, 96, around this time. Mortal Kombat is out on, 1 second. I hate this framing. Yeah. It's like 95, 96. Mortal Kombat is out on VHS. I did not see it in theaters. I was 7. So, yeah, that's why I didn't see it in theaters. I was 7. But I tricked my father into renting Mortal Kombat for me from Blockbuster. I was like, this is going to be awesome. Because, like, I love the video game. I can't believe...
How could it not be?
Yeah. Was there anything better than, like, deciding whether you're going to watch a movie based off of the little fucking sleeve jacket?
No.
Like, it more often than not, actually worked.
Yeah.
Like, you actually kind of got some...
Like, you can't judge a book by its cover? Yes, you fucking can.
You can certainly judge a DVD.
You would never watch Double Team starring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, but you should.
But you should.
But you should. I remember
But you judged it correctly, is
yes.
what I'm saying.
Oh, no. You knew that this was not going to be an Oscar-winning film. You were like, all right, this is going to be nice and fun. But that Mortal Kombat, because, like, it was mysterious, right? Like, Mortal Kombat. All right, I see it. And then it's just the logo.
Just the dragon.
That black background, the brown or whatever colored dragon.
God. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I put this motherfucker into the VHS, and I'm like, this is amazing. And, like, solo dolo. I went downstairs in my house, like, I'm watching Mortal Kombat. Dun, 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 dun. And from that moment, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Oh.
I was the most hyped motherfucker that ever lived. I was like, dude, I'm throwing kicks and shit.
I've literally been chasing that dragon stuff.
Oh man, there's not enough women and drugs and money.
That Mortal Kombat left.
That shit was crazy because, like, that's to your point. The song was so strong. It didn't matter what happened on screen after that. I remember enjoying it, but like it probably was ass. But I was like
it could have been like literally a fight sequence of. And I would have been like, this is great.
This is awesome.
This is amazing.
Awesome. And like the movie knew to keep going back to that well.
Yeah, and it did. Because it knew it was dog shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It knew.
But you know, it was our dog shit.
Yeah.
It was our dog shit. Did you see it in theaters or were you?
No, I did not. So there were like several stories of like how this came about because I was fully conscious.
Right.
Like when this movie
were
came
woke.
out, I was woke. I was 10 years old. I remember like saying to my father that I was like, "Oh, can I please?
Yeah.
Can we please go see like Mortal Kombat?" And he was like, "Absolutely not. Like we're not seeing that. That is not happening." And I was like, "Okay." And then the next week, be like, "Dad, it's like looking up in the paper because that's what time it was. It was like it's playing at 4:30 at this cinema."
I missed that.
And there was 2 cinemas in town.
Yeah.
Well, basically the idea. Like there was the good cinema, and then the one that like 3 weeks later it was much cheaper, and
Watch it.
like you better go see that movie before 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like, and if not, like, because it's turned into porn. So, and like it got to that point of like that other son was like, "Hey, Dad, this is playing," and he was like, "Do you understand how much I'm not going to see this movie?"
Yeah.
Still no. Like the afternoon matinee price is $250. No.
Wow.
And so he's like, "No, I'm still not going." And even my brothers didn't back me up. They wanted nothing to do with it. I think my older brother saw it. So
Okay,
he was
so
like,
here you go.
so he was all like, "Oh, it was great."
Yeah.
Like he was like shoving it.
Just
It was
fucking
great.
sticking it to
It was amazing. I'm like, "No!" So I remember we had the day off of school because it snowed.
Okay.
And I fucking ventured out into
Christmas Story style.
Yes, the snowy oblivion to go to Blockbuster Video. Well, I went. There were 2 video stores in my town. One was Video Bazaar, which did not have it because they actually had taste.
Yeah. Well, so I remember Blockbuster. What was the Hollywood something Hollywood?
Hollywood Video.
Hollywood Video. Yeah, the purple and fucking gold. Shit.
Yes. So then I went from there, and the Blockbuster was like, let's say 6 blocks, like down. I was like, ugh. So I fucking trekked into Blockbuster, and they had it. And I remember paying cash with my allowance. Like, I think it was $3.50. I got $3 a week, and I was like, here's 4. I have 4. So I had like $2 saved up from the week before because I planned this.
Nice.
Oh, I got it back, and I was like, "So good! It's good! It's good, right? It's good." Like convincing yourself.
You gotta convince yourself it's good. My brain was less formed than yours at the time, so like I actually thought it was good because like I was like, wait a minute, it's the water for the ice is like I thought that shit was clever. I was like, wow, he like stabbed him with like, which by the way, that would never.
Well, never.
No, like a lightly thrown bucket of water.
Water.
No, the water's spilling out. But my favorite part though, like before we get into this, my favorite thing was I had these neighbors, and they were like 80.
Okay.
Like 80. And they ended up selling their property to their kids.
Sure.
And or one of their daughter and her husband, and he built it into this whole thing. Whatever, but this woman was like, this is 1990, what year is it?
95.
95 it came out.
Yep.
So I think that they saw the preview for Saving Private Ryan or Schindler's List. It could have been Schindler's List.
Could have been.
And they got it confused with Mortal Kombat based on the name of Mortal Kombat. And there's these 82-year-old neighbors were like, "Oh, we're going to the movies," and I was like, "Okay."
Oh,
they're like,
boy.
"Yeah, we got to see that movie Mortal Kombat."
That is
and I was
something
like,
that could happen.
"I'm sorry, what?" And I remember I told my dad, he was like, "They're seeing what?" They think it's a World War II movie. Like, can you imagine Mortal Kombat? Your soul is mine. And like, the horror that those women faced.
I am bugging out because like I was looking at the wiki for these things. I was like, oh shit, George Clinton did a movie for Mortal Kombat. Different George Clinton, obviously.
George Clinton.
George S. Clinton Jr.
George S. Clinton Jr.
And like, you know, that guy never corrected the record. He's like, no, yeah, George Clinton. I'll come in.
I'm George Clinton.
I'll do this cinematography. Yeah, I got you.
Hey, that's like the time when I was in Newport, Rhode Island, I was drinking at the bar, and I met this guy whose name was James Bond.
I love it.
And I'm like, fuck out of here. And he's like, no, seriously. And he showed me his ID. His name is James, like J Bond.
That guy got 30% more ass in his life because his name is James Bond.
Oh! And he was in the Navy, too.
Oh,
like, he was in the
God.
whole fucking
Navy.
Navy, too. In the Navy whites. And I was like, come on. And he was like, no, seriously, I am. I was like,
That's
okay.
That's
yeah.
great.
Oh, his pussy went up 80%.
Yeah, like, I'm just an ordinary man.
I'm an ordinary man. What can I do with these riches?
Dude,
It's like, not everyone's Rockefeller, but they're all born with gifts.
yeah. I tell you what, after that first one, I convinced my father to take me to see Annihilation in theaters. I think opening weekend. I was like, I am so hyped. Johnny Cage is my favorite character. Johnny
Really?
Cage is gonna be the best. Yeah, I had a Johnny Cage thing going on. Like, it was a $500 glasses line. I was like, this is amazing. I'm so happy. I also liked him in the game, like, because he punched people in the nuts, like that.
That's
And we got some callbacks to that.
That's
We got some
true.
callbacks to that. So I was like, all right, this is gonna be so hype. And you know, spoiler alert for Mortal Kombat Annihilation, they killed him so fast in that movie.
So fast.
And I just had to sit through the rest of the movie like,
My boy.
Look how they massacred my boy.
I mean,
Look how they massacred my boy.
they were like, they didn't just kill him. They were like, ugh. See, I was like, what are we doing? But
What
clearly,
are we doing?
clearly the actor probably wanted more money than they were willing to pay him. And they're like, okay, you think you're the shit? Fuck
I
you.
guess.
Yeah. Oh man, what a time, dude.
I know. Ah.
That's so cool.
I wish there was a Street Fighter remake we could do so we could watch Street Fighter.
There might be.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'll do some research. There might be a way to do it. Because, like,
I mean, there's a lot of, like, cartoon movies.
we could, yeah. But I think they are doing something now. I'll get back to you on that.
It doesn't matter. We don't need to do it.
That's
Like, that son of a bitch Bison, I'm gonna jam this up his ass so hard.
which, by the way, that Street Fighter movie gives you another appreciation for this Mortal Kombat movie. You're like, okay, because like video game adaptations were a struggle for forever.
Still are.
Still are, you know.
Other than Mario Brothers?
That was
Like,
fun.
really, what's
That was
better?
really good.
The Last of Us is a great show.
Yeah, but TV you can do it.
Like, really, what else, though?
I mean,
like Mario Brothers
Resident Evil's a
movies?
fucking nightmare.
No, they stink.
That's a nightmare.
They stink. They stunk from the beginning, too.
Yeah. Street Fighter was a mess.
And it's like, the whole thing with Resident Evil, too, is like, just film the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Well, you know what's funny? I took a screenwriting class once, and
Did you?
yeah, Resident Evil was an example of what not to do. Like they were like, look at this hunk of shit. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad. God, Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat is...
Should we talk about this shit?
I mean, we can.
I feel like we are, but like
We are. I don't know. The first Mortal Kombat is laughable. Laughable.
it's pretty ridiculous. The first Mortal Kombat came out in 1995. It is a American martial arts fantasy film, sure, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, which is hilarious. Actually.
That's true.
Who
Also directed Garfield.
It's a pretty good get. Who cares who's produced it? Starring Lyndon Ashby, Carrie Hiroyuki Tagawa, who's awesome. Robin
No, he
Shue.
didn't do that. He didn't direct Garfield. But
I didn't? No, it doesn't matter to me. I believe anything you say at this point. Bridget Wilson, Talisa Soto, playing Katana, and Christopher Lambert doing his best... Lambert, thank you. Doing his best David Carradine impression.
One of you three will decide the outcome of the tournament.
you know what? You know what the worst part about that movie is? Not him. Like,
It
that
doesn't
movie-
not him. Like,
Dude, that movie... I want it to be so good. I want it to be so good when it came out.
it's true. I'll give the 2021 breakdown real quick and we'll come back to this. The Mortal Kombat 2021 is also an American martial arts fantasy film, directed by Simon McQuaid, with a screenplay by Greg Rousseau, David Callahan. Also based on Mortal Kombat, the series, starring Louis Tan, Jessica McNamee, that's not a name, Josh Lawson, Tanobu Asano, Mekhi Brooks, Ludi Lin, Chin Han, Joe Salem, and Hiroyuki Sanada. Music by Benjamin Wallfish, whatever. Let's go back to 1995 because that's what we're really here. We'll talk about.
We will talk about 2021.
But 95. So,
and I will give 2020 its flowers compared to 95. 2021 is Citizen Kane.
95 is the thinnest of plots. The thinnest of plots.
First of all, it's a bad ripoff of Enter the Dragon. Mm-hmm. That's
immediately you can see the artistic influence.
Like with the arching, although it's cinematically kind of cool when the boat is coming through like the night mist.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's so funny too because like there is lore, but like
there is
like because like Liu Kang is the descendant of Kung Lao. Then he's got a brother Chan, who we introduced to Chan.
Yeah.
Getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Just Shang.
No! Your soul is mine. Who is he talking to?
He's talking to us, the audience.
He's talking to us, the audience, and Liu Kang?
I will say this, that
Liu Kang had a video camera in his mind? Okay.
Lambert in
amazing.
Amazing, but like
I don't think so.
So.
He's awful. He's so terrible. It's amazing.
Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa's Shang Tsung. I will say this: that there are two main characters, and it kind of makes sense because, like, if you follow Mortal Kombat, like, it is a battle between gods.
It's three, baby.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So, are you saying like? Because I think it's
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage for sure.
Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade. And Sonya Blade's lesser of them because it's the 90s and women don't know anything in the 90s.
So I do agree, like in terms of like who's starring in the film. That core, they are starring in it, right? Like
it would be Liu Kang, Johnny Cage,
Sonya.
Well, if you're doing the movie Try, like the and it would be Christopher Lambert.
Yeah.
Which I think it is.
I think so.
It is.
I just think though, like when it comes to fan service, right? Because like Raiden, there's some things missing with Christopher Lambert's Raiden.
Yeah.
We don't get the hat. You don't get
the hat's there.
You don't get enough. I want more hat.
I don't think so.
But like Shang Tsung to me is like really the only person consistently delivering the Mortal Kombat experience.
Your soul is mine.
People against Shang Tsung. You will die. And his forces of darkness.
He gets all the lines of flawless victory, your soul is mine, like he drives the action.
Can we fucking the flawless victory. Has no movie figured out that that's not a good line to have in a movie?
Flawless victory.
Flawless victory.
And you know what? There's no rhyme or reason to these flawless victories because some of the victories are flawless.
Yes.
Some of the victories are not.
I will tell you, I know in 2021 version of this movie, when they said flawless victory, I couldn't tell because I was laughing so hard when Kung Lao fucking sawed that woman's face in half with his own hat. I was like, this is the Captain America I want to see.
So like in the remake, because we'll talk about like let's do one of the ones that we'll actually get into the movie. So like Lambert plays Lord Raiden in 1995. You got Tadanobu Asano playing Raiden in 2021.
Lord Raiden. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
He's fine. And he's also like, I don't know.
This movie though is more about the Sub-Zero Scorpion rivalry.
Loved it.
I did love
it.
I loved.
Why can't that just be the movie? Like, that's fine.
That is so good because
like, oh, this is so much more interesting than the movie.
The China versus Japanese thing. Like you have what's his name? You got Joe Salem playing Bihan.
I am Sub-Zero.
A.K.A. Sub-Zero. You got Hiroyuki Sanada playing Hanzo Hasashi.
Get over here!
Scorpion. I mean, like, great intro, right? Like, you've got the Hisashi, what's his name?
Bihad.
Bihan fight in the beginning. Beautifully shot. Great fight sequence.
Killing the family.
Killing the family. You got the daughter under the fucking thing like it's goddamn Inglourious Bastards or like fucking Schindler's List or some shit. It was great. Like when I first saw 2021, what made me want to watch it was during the pandemic. Someone had posted like a meme on Facebook, and it was like Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat, and it was a shot of black Air Force Ones, and they were just implying like this motherfucker went so hard that it was like the grimiest dude you could think of, and it's true. That guy is he's murderous intent.
Yeah, I mean he murders a child like
it's
right off the bat.
Nothing.
Like
it's
nothing.
Nothing.
And then he also has the with that dude with the spear like that
wasn't a little lizard.
But when he has like the spear like throwing it at people like that also like calls to like the history of colonial Japaneseism.
Because
like people came like you were not allowed to have weapons, so you made do with what you had.
Right.
So it's like this motherfucker picked that up. It was like, oh, and he was deadly.
He's like, listen, I'm just a rice farmer, bro. What this scythe, these kunai?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just harvesting. Next thing you know,
yeah.
Oops. Oh, cool. Doesn't matter. And he's throwing the shit left and right. That was a great fight scene.
Oh, great.
That's how you start moving.
You know what I loved more than anything? Like Sub-Zero, clearly the bad guy, kills the woman and the child.
Yep.
Right off the bat.
Off the top.
Way better. Like he's way stronger than him. Like and he's way stronger
just
than
like in the video game.
movie.
Fuck Scorpion. I'm a Sub-Zero guy.
Oh really?
I always have been. Oh, you're a Scorpion guy.
I was a Scorpion guy.
Hey, listen, and we're still friends.
Yeah, we're still friends. Somehow.
And we're still friends. I get that.
Somehow. I'm yellow, he's blue. That's how it goes.
It's true. I just, like you said, the tripping thing from I just love that little movie, like ice the ground, you hit the little sweep kick. No, Scorpion was not. So Scorpion, in my opinion, besides Shang Tsung, has legitimately the greatest Mortal Kombat line.
Oh, of course.
Get over here. That is Mortal Kombat.
Of course.
In a nutshell, dude.
That or finish him. Yeah.
Finish him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Finish him. But I would say get over here.
Get over here is like.
Get over here.
I have been in like schoolyard fights plenty of times and had someone say, "Get over here."
That was the only part of the their bullshit that they did, like the game bullshit that they threw in. That I was like, okay, that's it.
But like
the rest of it, like everything else, I was like, that's really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, man, like that's really
no,
fatality.
No, 100%. So like, out of both films, the opening of the 2021 film is by and far the best universe building between both films. Like Hisashi and Bihan's epic centuries-long rivalry.
Yes.
Like
I wish it was just that.
Like the fact that I will take some of that soul-selling, that I will sign that contract in blood because that guy, I don't fucking like him.
Yes.
And I will do whatever it takes to traverse all of time and space to whoop this motherfucker's ass.
Yes.
That's amazing. Right?
That's great. It was great.
The like universe building of like Liu Kang, they killed his brother and everything, but like what is Chan?
Whoa!
What does Chan mean to you in the Mortal Kombat
to
universe?
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Who's
nothing
Chan?
at all.
I don't know who Chan is. Now I know who Sub-Zero and Scorpion are. I've seen them on plenty of
Oh, I sure do.
Plenty of fucking games. And if you wanna take me all the way back to the 17th century Japan to show me a clan rivalry and why these two motherfuckers are gonna fight until I'm not on this planet anymore. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm with it. I just wish the movie was just that.
Yeah, no.
Honestly,
I
just wish
there is a world where you basically just make it a prequel and you just like show these dudes like almost like this is a shittier movie, but like almost like X-Men Origins Wolverine, like show me years and years.
Exactly the same thing. That's exactly
with
what
a
I'm
musket, like fuck you. You know what I mean? Like it is so good, and the movie never captures it again. And here's why, in my opinion, 2021 is forced. It's not forced. They make a choice. Is forced to make us watch. Hold on, I'll check my notes here. Someone again, kind of like Chan. Someone I've never heard of. Who the fuck is Louis Tan's Cole Young?
It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Yeah. What is that?
is that?
That's it. I was gonna bring this up, like, because I specifically said in the beginning of this that I don't know, like any new characters. Like,
Sure.
like I said, after 3, I'm done.
Right.
Was Cole Young a guy or no?
No.
With his
no.
Aquaman suit?
Oh God, the Aquaman suit, his Arcana. Yeah, no. So that's the thing, right? Like, in my opinion, they were like, okay, we're gonna start this franchise. And it's like, yo, bro, don't try to sell me a video game character, because the same thing happened in the Street Fighter series with Sawada. I'm like, listen, I don't know who Colonel Sawada is.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're trying to like Guile Ryu. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it simple. When we were in that,
To a lesser extent, Ken.
sure,
Like,
oh, of course. But when we were in the Sub-Zero and Scorpion territory, I felt good.
yeah.
Even in
Who
1995.
doesn't love? Like,
Liu
I
Kang,
was so
Sonya
depressed
Blade.
when both of them died. In the initial, like, Mortal Kombat. Do you don't understand, like, I was like, that's it?
Yeah.
Like, for Scorpion and Sub-Zero? Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here, then?
But-
Liu Kang's gonna win? Okay.
But they do. What's great about Mortal Kombat, why the series kind of works, is
Get over here.
they'll be back. That's the great thing.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is effectively immortal except for the Earthlings, who are in the
Yeah.
lore. But like, these are ultimately supposed to be fan service movies, and I think where the fan service happens in '95 is more catchphrases than the action. And
Absolutely.
2021 is like actually capturing like decent CGI Scorpion and Sub-Zero fights, and when they start straying into like this character that they've created, it's like when you're playing a new fighting game. It's like, here's the new character this year. It's like Cole Young ain't it, dog.
No, he's not.
I don't care that
Who's
he's
Cole Young?
I don't care that he's an MMA guy. I don't care that you're trying to like ground it in realism. Fuck realism. Take me back to 17th century Japan. Let me watch these two fucking stab each other and kill each other's children through all of time and space. I will watch that shit for hours.
Yes, for
what I will not
hours.
watch is Cole Young dressed up like Aquaman fighting.
With 2 big boss man billy clubs
Cause like
that stab people too. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because, like, ultimately, in both films, like, realistically, a character that, like, really grounds both films, who's better than he deserves to be in both
Raiden?
films. Yes, Raiden, but Kano.
Oh, Kano.
Kano, man.
I just don't understand why he's the biggest piece of shit ever.
I don't get it.
I don't get why in both movies.
In 1990...
By the way, do you understand every single Thanksgiving I think of Kano with with the fucking turkey leg?
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. All right. All right. All right.
That was, in 1995, there's Trevor Goddard playing Kano.
See, me, I believe in a fair fight. You know, one-on-one, man-to-man, hand-to-hand. Just like my daddy taught me.
In 2021...
I believe it was Paul Hogan.
Josh Lawson.
Josh Lawson.
I know wins. You fucking beauty.
So,
Jim Jeffries played.
I think in 2 movies that are taking themselves very seriously, you need this character.
The first one you don't. You don't.
Okay,
need it, though.
yeah.
The first one you don't need it though.
Well, they're chewing up so much scenery with Sonya and Jax at the beginning.
With her fucking, who'd she marry? Pete Sampras.
Something like that.
Yeah. So I think Pete Sampras like that. She like, okay, give me a break. Okay. And broke his neck. It's like, Kano.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just Kano's depravity is a nice kind of ramp up in '95. It's like, okay, this guy's a piece of shit, and then like actually above a Kano, there's like a
But
Shang
that
Tsung.
turkey leg. Come on, man. There's few things in the history of this podcast that have looked better.
Yeah.
Than like to eat. And you're like, oh my god, that
just-
looks so
shit's-
good. Is it all right? Like, and why are they both Australian?
I don't know. I think the character's Australian.
Is he?
I don't know why.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say no.
I think also
I think he's Japanese with a fucking eye thing on his head.
that's true. Funny enough, Kano's who, in my opinion, like from playing the games, I always thought of him as like a lesser character.
Of course.
You know,
I never mastered any of Kano's moves.
I
ever.
found him kind
Sonya too, if I'm being 100% honest. Other than no, there was
Sonya got good.
there was that one, whatever that one was. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember learning that.
Johnny Cage had that shit where like he was throwing that shit out. Like
Actually, I might have maybe Johnny Cage might have been like I might not have been all up.
Okay, so yeah, I think we have different opinions about Johnny Cage, which is fine. Like, right,
No,
that's the power of
yeah.
Mortal Kombat. Like, you got characters you like, I got characters I like.
Who's your go-to? Johnny Cage?
No. As much as I like Johnny Cage, I think that he's actually not that great of a character most of the time in the series. I played a lot.
Let's say the original.
Okay.
Let's say the original.
Okay, so I played 2 more than the original.
Okay, let's go 2.
I played a lot of Sub-Zero. My Liu Kang wasn't that great. Actually, no, funny enough, Kung Lao.
Kung Lao?
I played a lot of Kung Lao. You know, I just love that. I love throwing the hat and just like that was cool.
It was.
I played a decent amount of Raiden because he was a little cheap if people didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Against him, that like flying across the
flying,
screen.
yeah.
The lightning bolt, what was it back forward or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, oh, so good. So
I
good.
would go with Liu Kang,
Okay,
Scorpion.
Scorpion was good. Scorpion, yeah.
There was it wasn't until like Reptile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was 2 though. But when that came out, but
That's right.
yeah,
you did
I
play
liked. I don't know when 3 came out. I also loved like was it 3 or 4? That was like a sex tour. Fucking Cyrax.
Cyrax was awesome.
Yeah.
Smoke kind of sucked though. He also sucked in
Yeah.
Annihilation.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like,
Although you know, like I don't know. I kind of wish these movies could combine.
yeah.
Like,
right.
Like, here's my criticism, my big criticism
Sure.
of 2021. The 2021 one, it's like the Monster Mash song. The whole time we hear about the Monster Mash,
Right.
but we don't see the fucking Monster Mash.
No.
The whole thing we're talking about this tournament that we never get to see.
That
what
part-
are you talking about?
They assume too much about the success of this film.
Yes.
They're like, listen, I like that we have the Johnny Cage kind of call up at the end and everything. But it's like, hey man, you have my attention for one movie.
That's not get his Johnny Cage belt buckle in Cage Justice or whatever it is not going to get me to fucking watch this movie.
You had my attention, you know, and I will give you that. Like, it's a pretty competently shot. Like, there's some good CGI. I hate the character of Cole Young. Just because like I don't know who the fuck.
Like, you had so many opportunities to pick so many people.
Yeah.
But then the plot of the original is just Enter the Dragon.
It is.
Which is okay. What's wrong with that? I'm fine with that.
And like the game is kind of that too. Like especially like too when like you're going up the mountains like next guy.
You get to Goro. Actually, like when they killed Goro in the 2021. First of all, Goro looks awful in the 1994 one. Awful.
Weird.
And his forces of darkness in an ancient tournament. One more victory.
And then he looks
prosthetic
so much better in like the 2021
Yeah, that's true.
And then he immediatly dies.
Yeah.
Then you're like, one fight? I remember like I was sitting next to my chick and she was like falling asleep.
Of course.
And I was like, one fight? You have him for one fight?
It's so bad.
Guys.
It is a...
Also, I kind of had this... Yeah. This is just a random thought. Do you think that having forearms is a benefit or a negative? Because as I was watching him walking around, I'm pretty sure it's a negative.
When he was fighting that black guy, it was a benefit.
Yeah.
Overall, though, no, I think it is overall a negative. He's pretty bulky and slow, and he was really annoying in the game to fight.
Yeah, but I mean, like like if you went to the store, like if you were still doing your job now with forearms, that's a negative.
It's a negative.
It's a negative.
It's a negative. Like, where do you ever get a shirt? You know, like it's just
exactly. Well, every shirt you have has to be custom made, or you're ripping through every shirt.
Yeah.
And plus, like, your torso has to be that much longer.
It has to be. Yeah, and it looked really goofy in 1995.
Yeah, so you're like a large, but you're also a medium,
Right.
like, you know, or like, but you're also an extra large because you have to have. Oh, it's a problem.
Well, when we talk about that Enter the Dragon kind of element, I think this is why Kano is so useful in both films. That like his powers do. This is why we didn't play Kano in the game because like his powers kind of suck. It's like, okay, you got a little laser out of your eye. I don't give a fuck. Like this motherfucker's freezing people. This guy is like throwing hooks and stuff. And
although I will give the actor that played Kano in the second one, and then in the remake, this motherfucker is doing his job.
Getting it.
He is getting it done, and God bless him. He's having a good time with it.
This movie needs that guy.
Yeah.
Because like you got to break up this.
He's calling shit out like it's the Avengers.
Yeah.
He's calling like. All right.
It introduces us to like this Arcana concept that they introduced in the new one. I think I appreciate the new one trying to explain this stuff a little bit, but also I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care why you have powers. I don't care that you've got this dragon like symbol on you, and that's how we know. And you got to awaken your.
Dude, I audibly said out loud when they showed like when Jax picked up Cole Young. Which is the worst name in the world. He picked up Cole Young in the car. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, you think you're the only one?" He picked up his. I was like, "Ha! Of course."
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm still mad at.
And it's the fucking the pog that I coveted so.
So good.
Pog.
You know the other part too, which like it doesn't work in either film, right? Like their power level is so low compared to these like emperors and sorcerers and stuff. Cole Young, who has a damn near fully extended armbar, I'm a jiu-jitsu purple belt, in this MMA fight that he took on short notice.
Yes.
And then somehow gave up position to getting kneed in the head, put into a crucifix, and then tapped out in front of his own daughter.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, you won, and you found a way to lose.
Yep.
And now you want me to think that you can be... It's the same...
That's exactly... Oh my God!
Space...
We did not discuss this. This is 100% why we're friends. I was like, he's the hero of this? Because in the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
You know. You know that he's set up to be the hero. But at the same time, you're like, he's the hero that Earth needs? Where's Luke? And I thought...
It's the same problem with Space Jam. It's the same problem with Space Jam. It's like, dude, you can't beat regular people. And now you're going to beat fucking dragons and monsters? Like, yeah. What were you saying, though?
No. Well, in Space Jam.
Yeah.
That's baseball. Okay? We're not talking about baseball. We're talking about Michael Jordan playing basketball, and Michael Jordan playing basketball could beat him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fine. That's fair.
But I was 100% agreeing with you. And at the same time, I was like, Cole Young, is his name Liu Kang?
Right. Yeah, maybe like it's like an anagram or something like that.
And yes, you could call me a racist for that. Sure. Okay, but I don't know. I was basing my shit on the original one, so I thought Liu Kang, and then all of a sudden he shows up with his fireball, like woo!
You know what's crazy? The Roadhouse movie. It's more plausible that Dalton
1,000%
should be like the savior of Earth.
Yes,
because he's a better fighter.
Yes,
he's got better name recognition.
Yeah, like as soon as you're like that guy's the savior of Earth. Like, dude, I understand. Like
he lost an amateur MMA fight.
For $200.
Dude,
he was the last replacement.
You're not the hero. You're not the hero. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much you look like Aquaman at the end of the movie. You're not the hero, bro.
Hey, I know you're like ambiguous as far as like, oh, I appeal to all audiences.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But like, Robin shoes Liu Kang, even though he like, it takes a while to like get there. It's like, okay, you're Liu Kang.
You're Liu Kang.
Liu Kang. I get it. Like, you just need to start believing in yourself.
Yeah. I was like, but at the same time, like, why isn't he another guy? You know, like, why isn't he just Johnny Cage for the Wreck?
I don't know.
Yeah, like, why isn't he...
And I honestly think that it's that Hollywood cash grab thing. It was like, we're going to make a character.
Yeah.
We're going to make a character. You're going to accept this. Boom. We're going to put it in video games. And this is how we launch a franchise. It's like, guys, you have... It was in the first song. Liu Kang.
Johnny...
You know?
Johnny Cage.
Sub-Zero. Whoa, like we know the character.
We know the character.
Even like Sonya Blade, like I don't love Sonya Blade in the first film, but I know
Why?
who Sonya Blade is. And just because, like,
I know, I'm kidding.
you know, it's like...
What's the love? There's no... And Jax just shoehorned in it.
Yeah.
Sonya! It's Jax!
It's so bad. Like...
Also, when, the one thing that, it really took me out of the movie, and it's forgettable, but at the same time, when he, like, breaks into Sonya... When Cole Young breaks into Sonya Blade's compound of whatever the fuck it is, and she's just like, and he's like, "Oh, Jack sent me," and she's like, "Okay."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's it? That's all the interrogation? Yeah. Ask him all of the questions.
All of the questions.
And you have a guy, like, in the court, like, in the fucking truck stop, whatever you...
In the first film, because, like, for whatever reason, like, I don't want to know. Like, I have the question, but I actually don't want the answer. Why there was so much electronic music in the 90s film. Like, when they go into, like, the club.
Bro.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Jackson and Sonya going through the club and doing the Kano fight and everything. It's like, okay. It's not great, but it's like, okay, like, whatever.
Kiddo.
More guns.
Yeah.
More guns. Everyone wants to do this Mortal Kombat thing. It was like,
God.
More guns. You have access to them?
Can we discuss in the 2021 things that made you laugh harder? What made you laugh harder? Was it Jax getting his arms frozen, ripped off?
Oh,
or
take my strong
Liu Kang doing the animality, turning into the dragon and eating was it? Who was it? It wasn't.
That was pretty bad. Who was it? I don't remember.
It wasn't Kano.
No.
Because Sonya killed Kano.
Of course.
What
it doesn't matter. But like, yeah, that was so.
Dude, when the dragon, when he turned into the dragon, it was the Cyrex monster, not Cyrex monster, but I don't know if that's actually a guy in those games because Kalal.
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
I played a lot of games. It doesn't matter.
And I was like, I don't. Either way. But when it happened, when that fucking turned into a dragon, I was laughing so hard that I woke my girl up from her nap that she was taking while I was watching this movie. And I did not stop her from taking the nap because we were watching this movie. And I was dying. She's like, "What's so funny?" I was like, "Liu Kang just turned into a dragon," and then just said fatality. I was like, "That's not even no fatality.
No,
that's an animality."
Fatality.
That's true. That's true. Man, it's so different. Like, so here's 1995's fatal flaw is that there's a lot of fan service, but it's like wrapped in this like really shoehorn like ripoff.
Yeah.
Right. The fight sequences aren't great, but you have that killer song. You have the killer song that like boosts them up.
Great song.
And there's like weird choices throughout. Like I kind of like that they end up in these different realms randomly. Like okay, you're fighting like Johnny Cage is fighting Scorpion in the woods and like the little fucking lizard thing
comes out of his hand.
Yeah, which whatever. We did that effect a lot in the 90s. We were into CGI and making little wormy things happen. But like I felt like the set pieces were it's camp, but like they're fun and Shang Tsung really does bring the whole thing together. Like you need that. Otherwise, it is not a Mortal Kombat movie.
No.
2021, which has more grace, like in terms of they have the ability to do the CGI better. I think a lot
of fu, like it was almost like you were watching. Sometimes the kung fu that they were doing was like a Daredevil episode. That was like, oh, okay.
That fight sequence, I will bring it up because it's probably the best part of the movie. That fight sequence at the beginning, I'm like, this is amazing.
Yes.
This is like...
And you know what, and we're talking about it at the end too, which I really appreciate, is that Sub-Zero is the bad guy. Obviously. But he's better than him in the beginning. Like, he doesn't cheat. Like, he beats the shit out of him, and he wins. And then at the end, he beats the shit out of him and wins. And it's not until he gets his bloodline together with him that he can actually win. Even though he comes from the depths of hell to kill him, he still loses.
Yeah, no, I love that. Sub-Zero is getting in his bag. In this movie.
Yeah, it's not. There's no like bullshit. Like, oh, I noticed that. Whatever.
Yeah, it's just it's a lot of fun, and like to your point earlier, it's like I wish you could almost blend in two movies because like the campiness of '95 is fun at times, but also like.
And both times, keep out Reptile.
Yeah, you don't need Reptile.
You guys fucked up Reptile.
The Reptile thing was
the Reptile in the original. Oh my god! When they throw him into the thing and he comes.
That fight sequence is tedious.
Flawless victory.
Tedious.
But you know what they did right in the original?
Yeah.
That it was almost like the over problem with Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Like and I'll explain. Like with the finale of Game of Thrones, Jon Snow has to kill Daenerys.
Right.
But the whole thing that they were setting up is that Jon Snow has to kill also the Night King.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that, and then all of a sudden, they have, what's her name come in? Arya comes in and stabs him with the thing. It's like, but what the fuck was the point of Jon Snow, like, facing off against him all those times? Because they didn't think about it. Whatever.
Right. No, I get
But going from that, it's like, I understand, you can't have Jon Snow killing everyone. You can't.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's what Mortal Kombat does well, is that, like, Goro fights Johnny Cage.
That was great.
Shang Tsung fights Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Kano fights Sonya Blade.
Perfect.
And like Sub-Zero fights Liu Kang.
Right.
Scorpion fights Johnny Cage. Like,
Right.
It's like, okay, I get it. Like I see it's like a together hierarchy up the mountain of when you're playing the game. It's fun. But meanwhile, like when Goro shows up at the fucking Cole Young's house, which why are you here?
Yeah.
And then like Goro, why isn't the CG like the lesser guy should fight?
Yeah.
Like Jack should fight Goro.
He
has no arms. He has 4 arms.
Right.
Like let's go.
No, I like that. No, that's true. Like it's like putting people over the top. It's like wrestling. Putting someone over the top.
Exactly. You're putting someone over the top. You're the big heavy against this guy.
Yeah.
And then you're letting up like even if he wasn't, he couldn't beat Shang Tsung. Johnny Cage is here.
Right. As goofy as it is, like when they straight up ask Raiden, they're like, "Yo, can Sonya beat Shang Tsung?" Absolutely
No.
No.
She's a girl.
It's a B tier character.
No, she's a girl.
That, by the way, like
There can be only one.
which is another reason why making Cole Young doesn't even make sense because there's so much new lore. Like Johnny Cage and Sonya have a child named Cassie Cage, who's a pretty good fighter in the games. It's like, why not Cassie Cage? Especially in this like woke Miss Marvel universe that we live in now. Like, why not make it Cassie Cage? Like, that could be interesting. And then she could be mad at her father, like she already is, and like there's more of a connection. Or let's just make up a guy.
They did. Like, it's like, why? Why?
It's the weakest part of the movie. It's like, I don't care.
I would legitimately prefer if it was
lives or dies.
Like if it was just Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Like just put Mike Tyson.
Why not?
Hi, I'm Mike Tyson. I'm here doing this.
Why not? And it's so bad because the other part of the problem in that film, because 95, like it makes sense that like they have to like ramp it up and figure it out. Like Cole Young, again, because we just watched this guy lose in a $200 MMA fight. He's so shitty the whole time, and then you make him good at the end.
Yeah.
Like, with established characters, it's okay if they take L's. Like, we know that, like, with the height that they can reach.
Yeah.
I don't really care where Cole Young's journey ends because
You don't.
I don't know who that is.
Who is that guy? That doesn't matter.
But, like, Liu Kang, like, realizes, like, okay, I got all this anger, I'm mad about my brother, but I'm also afraid, and, like, Shang Tsung can see that I'm afraid because he's staring into my soul.
He's like, I'm going to overcome that fear because I'm going to...
In like...
And then you could still make him, like, if you combine that with, like, the new one of, like, I'm an orphan or whatever, but I still have my brother.
No, it's great.
And then Shang Tsung took his soul. And this might... by the way, the other part that I laughed out loud was when Kung Lao sawed that woman in half. That bat woman in half.
That was...
I lost it. And that was so fucking funny that he threw the fucking hat into the ground and kept spinning. And then rode her into it like it was a fucking bandsaw.
Oh, man. So good.
Not still a Liu Kang dragon.
So good.
Fatality. Nope, that's not a fatality.
Nope. Not how that works. No, and like, yeah, like, that's the thing, though. Like, I love Kung Lao. Is Kung Lao the best character of all time? No. But I like that the hat, like, it's like a Peaky Blinders thing. Like, okay, cool. The hat's a fucking blade. I like that. So, I think at the beginning of this podcast, right, we clearly showed the audience how hyped we are about just the video games.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've been doing this shit for 20 years, playing Mortal Kombat in some capacity. I have a strong connection to Johnny Cage. You have, like, in Sub-Zero, you got more of a strong connection, like, Scorpion. And that's dope, because, like, those two characters, or the Sub-Zero and Scorpion argument will go on until
forever.
The end of time. I understand why you like Scorpion. I also understand why I like Sub-Zero. It just, like, literally at the beginning in 1992, I was like, yo, I like the ice dude. Yeah. And like I like the blue, I like the ice shit, and it's like it's freezing people and the guys turn blue and you can punch them. And
his spine comes out.
Oh, so good. And yeah, dude, like when you're making a nostalgia thing, like the movie
was too much.
Is pure nostalgia. We don't need new characters.
Yeah, you don't need new characters, especially when you're like going back to like the well of finish him and stuff. Like you might as well have done the toasties, and that might have been there that I didn't notice.
Yeah, I
but
don't know, who knows?
But I don't know. Like you don't need like if you're doing one, you can't do the other. Sorry, man. Well, like and then the animalities and like
the movie.
Why not babalities?
The movie, for the most part, you know, there's some. I mean, Scorpion parts, but like the movie is at its best when Sub-Zero.
Yes,
is in
absolutely
the scenes.
And I did like that, like how they ushered him up to the like him and Scorpion up to the upper echelon of like characters.
Yes,
like that they were like better than them because they are.
They actually are.
Because they stand out. Like even when you look at the initial screen of Mortal Kombat, it's like who are these guys in the mask?
Dude, yeah, I mean they are. There's so many characters in Mortal Kombat, but those are the flagship characters. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are like definitionally Mortal Kombat.
Correct.
Right? Because there's all the like ninja characters, and they are the OG ninja characters. I don't look. Do I like Reptile? Do I like
Smoke?
Smoke, yeah, I like them, but like they're not Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
No, absolutely not.
You know, Liu Kang obviously like has this thing, and like again, these games get nutty, and like there's
also
the lore's out of control.
Can we talk about that? We think didn't Mortal Kombat really create the Easter egg for like video games?
Oh my god.
Like that you had to get a perfect game against someone on the pit and knock them off with the uppercut to fight Reptile?
For fighting games, yes. Yes. Like, the amount... that's why those games are so good. Like, the amount of knowledge that you can acquire...
And how did you acquire that knowledge? I don't know. You just did.
Over time. And, like, you gotta remember, kids, we grew up in the age before the internet. Like, literally.
Yeah, there was no internet for that.
And I mean, literally. That's why I always... Earlier I said, like, the fatalities used to fuck me up. I looked them up. I was like, oh, okay. And you talk to people like, how do you do that? It was like left, right. It was like, okay, cool. And,
down, left, right, yeah.
And like, if you press this button when the screen's loading up, you get to fight the guy on this platform. And if you hit the uppercut just right, then the dude like starts floating. He's like, oh, like there's like RoboCop or some shit. Yeah. It is like one of the deepest. Not my favorite, by the way. And like, I'm a Mortal Kombat fan, but like, honestly, I'm obviously more of a Street Fighter guy. But like, I respect how deep you can go into the rabbit hole.
That's correct.
With Mortal Kombat, and with such a deep lore. Yeah. We don't need new people.
Agreed. No, you don't need like Cole Young. You don't need like Anyway, so would you recommend that this be remade?
Yeah. So. I don't necessarily think 2021 always hits the mark, right? Like, 95 is like pure nostalgia, but also it's a garbage movie.
It's awful.
It's a garbage
It's really
movie.
awful.
Like, I like it in the sense of like, oh yeah,
It's awful.
they made that. But like,
Those are $500 sunglasses.
Those are
This is the part where you fall down.
yeah, I mean, even those lines. As much as I like Johnny Cage,
And Goro looks awful.
he looks
Like, all
awful.
of it.
Yeah, a lot of it doesn't hold up.
No.
The parts that do look the best are literally like, just go watch Enter the Dragon, like you mentioned.
Yeah, or just watch me eat at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like, it looks better than,
all right. And like, Kano's like, just Kano's
so evil for no reason. Like,
and like only to this woman.
I know. And then also, like, in the 2021, they're like, oh, we'll give you so much money. What the fuck is the point of his money? That the world doesn't exist anymore. Who cares? It's like,
Yeah.
And he explains, like, oh, once we get in here,
I think they're like 95. This is the budget. It's not really like because they chose this really, but like the fireball, like all the effects don't translate to what you see in the games, right? So like when Liu Kang kind of like, oh, you can kind of see a little fireball when he knocks him into the pit.
Yes, he does.
But like, it's not the same.
No.
It's not the same. Like the little like bicycle kick was nice, but like that shit is so few and far in between. And 2021 actually hits those moments so much better, but takes you out of it with this character that they're just trying to shoehorn in.
Dude, I will say, I did get slight goosebumps when Scorpion throws the fucking thing through Sub-Zero and it starts playing the dun, 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 but it's like the subtle like mix, and then he's like, get over here, and I was like, okay, I'm back in. Yeah, I'm back in, guys.
2021 hits some of these notes.
There are some notes like those. Honestly, those two. Yeah, just the two of them.
That is the movie. Scorpion and Sub-Zero is fucking
like
awesome.
Scorpion doesn't give a fuck about Shang Tsung.
Hell no, dude. Oh yeah, who cares? Like, it's so good. It actually makes sense. They're like,
really is.
Okay, this tournament, this is how I get to fight that guy. I get to fight that guy, and okay, sure.
My only other thing is like honestly, if you took the fucking idea of the tournament from the first one, like from Enter the Dragon, just implemented that with the characters from this one. Okay,
I think.
All right, man. I think let's do that.
Part of the problem in 2021 is the characters trying to circumvent the tournament. They're like, let's kill this guy before the tournament starts because the prophecy for no. I know.
But that's exactly my point. With the Monster Mash thing, it's like, so we never see what the tournament is.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
so you just cock teasing me this whole movie. This whole movie's a cock tease.
That's the problem with
the whole time. I'm waiting for the tournament, but the tournament is just them fighting before the tournament.
Yeah, that's the problem. So like, 95 delivers a tournament, and it's flawed. It is flawed. But like, again, as a Johnny Cage fan, I like that Johnny Cage got in his girl bag. He got the $500 sunglasses line. I think that like, it's clunky, but overall kind of delivers a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
We get a Mortal Kombat. 2021, it's shot so much better a lot of times.
It is.
And like,
and the fight sequences are so much better.
It's really well done, but also not because
well
they
because no one wrote it.
Yes.
No one wrote this movie.
100%. But like, the set piece is really nice. Like when the gym gets all iced out.
Yeah.
When you have the 17th century Japan, like, there's so many good elements that aren't consistent enough. So the movie should be remade because 95 is actually pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But 2021 doesn't.
Just have Liu Kang be the lead character,
and we would have been fine.
Yeah, if he was like the bloodline of fucking Scorpion.
If like
no, that ruins the lore. No, it doesn't.
No, because they reset the lore all the time.
Every 10 minutes.
And let me tell you something. As a person that played Mortal Kombat 11, literally they were like, there's a time sequence thing, and
it's like Halloween. Like there's so much going on here.
It doesn't matter. Liu Kang should have been in the movie, man.
Yeah.
Like it should have just been about Liu Kang. You can't introduce new people. You can't make him look like Aquaman.
Yeah.
They were so close, but yet so far.
I agree with you. They should redo it and do it right.
Yeah.
Starring you and I. You as Johnny Cage.
Yeah, I'll be Johnny Cage. You'll be Jax.
I'll be Sonya Blade.
You will be Sonya Blade. I will be Snarf from Thundercats. the movies, neither movie really should exist, but I kind of fuck with them in the abstract.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I will watch these movies again in like 7 years.
Yeah.
But this is not a thing that like I will revisit voluntarily without like hanging out with my good friend Dan or someone like that who's like, hey man, Mortal Kombat. I was like, yeah, for you?
For you?
For you. What are your thoughts on these?
No, I think I agree with you. I think the action pieces of the 2021 one are great. They're really fun, but there's zero plot to it.
Yeah,
it stinks, and they and really just the acting and some of them. Like, yeah, I understand that you got these Japanese dudes that don't speak any English, but it's very apparent.
Right.
Like, it's very just don't have them speak English. And at the end, like, you have that this dude, whatever his name is, Cole Young, that the dude's speaking Japanese to him. Like, the guy, his bloodline, like a Scorpion, speak Japanese. Like, there has been no thing in the entire movie that this guy understands, speaks Japanese at all.
His outfit's whack. His weapons are whack. Like, what are we?
You could do it. You could do it better.
Dude, you really could.
You really could. But there were some parts of it that I thought were like, oh, that's really artistic and that's really good.
Yeah.
Like, that being said, I don't.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do either one.
I think, like, watch the opening sequence and be like, oh, that's cool, and then stop.
Yeah.
And then stop. Because, like, that's as good as it gets, actually.
That's probably.
That's as good as it gets. And
that's
like,
probably true.
And you still establish that lore, like, wow, okay, this is why Scorpion and Sub-Zero don't fuck with each other.
Yeah. Okay. So that being said.
Yeah.
We just did this.
Sure.
What's the next movie you want to...
You know, I haven't thought about that, Dan. I haven't thought about it.
I know. I thought about it about 10 minutes while we were doing this. I had an idea.
Okay.
Okay. Hear me out.
Sure.
The Crow. Yeah. Since Halloween's coming up?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no question.
Okay.
We're watching The Crow.
I'm watching The Crow. We'll do The Crow. I heard, I don't hear great things about the new one.
That's whatever. All I know is that, like, if you thought Baldwin got in trouble for shooting the guy on the set, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy. There's problematic notes.
Yeah, yeah.
Brendan Lee,
man.
Anyway.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's a great idea for Halloween. We'll do The Crow, and we will get that episode out before Halloween. Hear me now. Oh yeah, that's new. I got this little.
I see that.
I got that on Wednesday. Got a new tattoo. New tattoo gang. It's I've been getting these very, for lack of a better word, girly, like femme tattoos lately, and yeah, I'm in my slut era. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I said that.
Are we all, everybody?
You know what? I'm not in my Mortal Kombat era. That was
that was Retroverse Remake. I'm very glad to have chatted with you about that. So tune in next time. We'll be discussing The Crow, the Brendan Lee classic, and whatever the other fucking guy is.
Maybe Post Malone. I don't know.
Yeah, Post Malone. I think it's actually Sting from WCW.
Oh, sick.
But yeah, so join us next time. You can find him at RP Comedy, Reggie Parker. You can find us at Retroverse Remake on Instagram and on YouTube. Like, subscribe, all that. You can find me at Dan Farley 18. I'm Dan Farley. That's Reggie Parker.
Yes,
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
And keep the faith, brother.
Keep the faith.
Let's go.
Keep in the faith.
The faith.